everybody? I'm Anderson Silva. Don't forget my fight February 11 and UFC 208. Only in pay-per-view.
Anderson Silva's teammate and friend Jacare also on this card as he takes on Tim Boetsch. For years and years, we've seen the growth of Jacare. He's not just a submission wrestler, a jiu-jitsu phenom. He's turned into quite the striker. But when you know that you have a significant advantage over somebody, and you know that Tim Boetsch, he throws one of those big bombs and he lands on your temple, you're going to the ground. Is Jacare, does he care about that? Or does he try to play the safe game, considering when it comes to this 185-pound title conversation, he's one of the 2 or 3 guys that we talk about at the top?
When we look and Ronda's coming in and she gets smashed in the face and then falls down and that happens, we're like, wow, what happened? When you're thinking only about getting a hold of somebody, they punch you in the face and that's the end. It doesn't work. These days, you must engage the part of their mind that is dealing with the threats of your striking. You have to do it. But how you do it is up to you. And if you move around, if Jacare can get Tim Boetsch to chase him, and I think he can, that's the ideal. You get Tim Boetsch to chase you, coming after you with big stuff, and you find that moment, and you just Damian Maya your way inside. And it's so elegant when guys can do that, and it's so beautiful. Jacare is an incredible athlete. You see it in the way that he moves. You see it when he jumps. You see it in the way he does anything. But at his best, he's not even using athleticism. He's using skill. It's really interesting to me where the idea, and strikers will joke about this sometimes, you know, jiu-jitsu takedowns. You know, you take a jiu-jitsu class and you're trying to get this trip and you're trying to just drag him to you and stuff. They actually are very clever now. Everybody's been dealing with blast doubles and singles and work off the cage, that these crafty trips and little moments of using your own weight to drag a guy down and into a guard or come on top to half guard, these guys are really good at that now. And any striker who's laughing at that concept is probably going to get taken advantage of by that concept. So it's going to be interesting. I'm always excited to see Jacare fight. He doesn't get to fight often enough, and we don't get to see him often enough.
If you're Tim Boetsch, you know that's the assignment. It's like clearly, if Jacare has his advantage, you can put this fight wherever you want to put it. It's like, well, I'm going to put this guy flat on his back, and I'm going to be on top of him, and I'll win probably within the minute. Tim Boetsch understands that, so he does not want to be on the ground. Is he conservative right off the hop, or do you believe he charges after Jacare, or does Jacare, because of his evolved stand-up game, he goes after Tim Boetsch with the striking to draw him in to then play the grappling game?
All of those options are 100% in play, and the job becomes sifting through them and in real time identify what's really happening. And the other guy, when you identify that, shifts it up. So Jacare wants me to chase, I will not chase. Jacare initiates, what do I have for him? Their uppercuts are a weapon that Tim Boetsch can try to use here, but no matter what happens, at some point this guy will probably get a hold of us. When he does, what we cannot do is have the, oh shit. You know what I mean? If you're training anything or you're playing a sport and the guy comes around, oh shit. If that happens, you are done. What you have to do is just take it as an invitation to execute something key that you've been working on. For Tim Boetsch, that is not surrendering the takedown. Just keeping it in a moment of disagreement.
What's his best bet? To stay away from the cage then and stay in the center of the cage to not allow Jacare to pin him there?
I think so. I mean, I broke down Jacare's game against the cage like 3 years ago, and I remember just thinking how incredible it was. Because on some level, the cage is just a vertical jiu-jitsu.
It's an advantage for him.
Yeah, and he's so good there years ago. So if I'm Tim Boetsch, I don't want nothing near that. And even if you're training in the gym and you're reversing guys and you're kneeing them in the legs, I don't want to get invited into that area at all if I can avoid it. But it's a pay-per-view, so it's the biggest cage. So that's good for Tim Boetsch. Right. If you're on one of these fight nights in Quebec City, you're trapped in that little cage, the big cage is good for him. And it makes it a much more interesting fight. A small cage for the grappler, your mouth starts to water when you get in and you see it's the small cage. It's just so many less steps with one underhook away from getting him there. So it's going, this makes it a better fight. This gives Tim Boetsch chances to hit him on the exit, hit him uppercut, and if and when he goes down, do not surrender the takedown. Keep it in a moment of disagreement as you fight your way back.